you to address our service members and their families. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Asanteni sana, tafadhali tuketi. Mimi nimeona kila mtu anahepa hapa juu. Kasema hata mimi nijipange. Kawaida podium kama hii huanga ni ya watu wengi, wako na vuvuzela na nini. Na nini. Amehamia hapa Bwana Udo na familia yake, na kama kuna siku ambayo naelewa kwamba we are making a difference in people's lives, one of them is today. Seeing an officer giving a testimony that he has moved from where he was in the bush. That's what he told me, that he was in the bush. And today he is in a house with dignity, with his family that is secure. That dignity is what every Kenyan deserves. And that is why I am very, very proud of our housing program. It has not come easy. Many people questioned our commitment to this program of housing. They did not believe that we meant what we said. Others challenged us that we were promising more than we could deliver. I stand here today. These houses were started in 2024. In 2 years, we have completed these houses, and servicemen and women will move in and live. I have heard it from General Kahariri here, because he tells me he has lived in a military space his whole life. And he has seen the evolution of the military space. There is no time in independent Kenya that military personnel have been housed the way we are doing today. We are making history. We are writing a new chapter. For a very long time, we normalized mediocrity. You know, it was okay for officers to stay in some small 10 by 10 room with no toilets, many of them living in mabatis, some of them living in tents. And it was made to look like it was okay, and we normalized it. But I'm very proud that we have raised our ambition as a nation. That today, housing is part and parcel of the DNA of Kenya. across from social housing to affordable housing to housing for our military officers. I've just come from the prison department. We are building for them 5,000 housing units. The police, we have a program of 18,000 or 20,000 units for our policemen and women. And the citizens of Kenya, today you go to any city in the Republic of Kenya, from Mandera to Garissa to Kilifi to Mombasa to Kwale, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Kisii, Eldoret, Kericho, anywhere, you will find high-rise buildings because we want Kenyans to live in dignity. I stand here with a lot of pride that together, as a people, we have moved the needle and we are changing our own country. Step by step, one stone upon the other, one house upon the other, one program upon the other. And I am confident, very, very confident that we are moving in the right direction. These housing units here, 500 of them, are part of 3,000 housing units, the first phase, here in Roysambu, in Nanyuki, in Gilgil, in Lanet, and in Mariakani. All the 3,000 units will be complete by June this year. Starting with the one we are handing over today. We have already started phase 2. And phase 2 is going to be 10,000 units. Already I've laid the foundation for the phase 2 in this facility. There is a rollout of phase 2 in many other military installations. And I am confident that with the model we have designed, we are going to deliver housing to not just our military personnel, but to our security sector in general and to the people of Kenya, as we are now witnessing. Just for the record, because many people don't believe in doing things differently. There is a lot of innovation. There is a traditional way we have done things before. It has worked before. It may not work now. Because times have changed. There was a time we could fund such programs from the budget because we didn't have 60,000 military men and women. We had less than 10,000. It was possible to do certain things. As the numbers grow, we have to think. We have to be innovative. We have to be creative. And we have to change our mind on some of the things that we have done the traditional way. That is why it is said that it is only a fool who doesn't change their mind. So we have to think outside the box. We have to look for innovative ways of doing stuff for our country. These beautiful houses you see here were not built entirely by public resources. 80%, maybe 90% of the money that built these houses is from the private sector. You know, many people would say, how do you allow the private sector to build houses for our military? Or at all. That is the new way of doing things, private-public partnership. The 7 billion that we are using to do the first 3,000 houses, most of it came from the capital markets. The 23 billion that we are going to invest in doing the 10,000 units, 80% of it will come from the capital markets, from the private sector. That is how we are going to change our nation. That is how we are going to secure our future. And that is how we are going to make dignity a right, not a privilege. So as I stand here, I am very proud of the steps we are making as a nation. They may not be easy choices, but they are the right choices. And that is why we are seeing results. And we are going to do this. We are building Talanta, again, using both private and public resources. We are building Bomas of Kenya, using public and private resources. We are building Mau Summit Road, using public-private resources. That's how we are going to develop this country, good people going into the future. And I want to persuade us as a nation that working together, building synergy between the public sector, between different institutions in government, and the private sector will give us the results that we seek to transform our nation. You're going to be seeing, we are going to be doing more roads. We have a comprehensive program which I have laid out before the people of Kenya. We have built 20,000 kilometers in the last 60 years. In those 60 years, Japan has built 1 million kilometers. Do you people know the difference between 1 million kilometers and 20,000 kilometers? Siko tofauti? Ni tofauti kidogo? Si ni tofauti kubwa? Na wale watu si miracle workers. They plan, they design, they use innovation, and they do stuff. And that is why I have set a new target for ourselves, that in the next 7 years, we want to build 28,000 kilometers of tarmac in Kenya. Yes. It's going to be a blend of what we can do from the private sector, what we can do from the public sector, and we are going to change our country. We must also get rid of hunger. We cannot live on the edge. 60 years after independence, we cannot have families, children, sleeping hungry in Kenya. We must do whatever it takes. And that is why I have set out an ambitious program to harvest water, to store water, to have dams at different levels. It's going to cost us almost 1.5 trillion, and we are going to do it in the next 7 years, God willing. Because if we bring another 2.5 million acres of our very arable land to production, we will produce enough food to make sure no that requires energy. We do not have enough energy to drive our transformation. But even as I say that, there are 3 fundamental enablers that is a must. One is of our security sector people. They are continuously going beyond their limits to make sure that this country is secure, more particularly our military.